没比起用那用几层那么多嘛生前跟拉的德玛，当就把跟列家的所，让去个Impermanence。三有梦的之外，马孔儿前辈三千啦，用他莫着结家的手。亲娘你接啦嘛接吧，他念这个记账你，真他念别里哇啦，永远的歌。家的手都本高啊，让个身同你共本么些本小娃年别用啊啦。用准备拉面家的手，三让兄你们一起啦，你是咱背不着去，知道。是将中巴南，特你们去拉面家的手，用到个东拉你西家，见证着。这么一笔，其实多啦梦巴啦，也跟前进拉面家的手。真正难开残夜间，看见的大也没见，大东路面刚热啦，用走。姐姐家的手。
Thank you. So now we're going to do the opening prayer. If you have a sadhana, deity yoga sadhana, so you can follow me. If you don't have sadhana, then also okay, you just meditate and dissolved meditation prayer. All mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstacles who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to an omniscience, may they experience happiness, be separate from suffering, and safely I will establish them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious Buddhahood. All mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstacles who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience, may they experience happiness, be separate from suffering, and safely I will establish them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious Buddhahood. Dala Damwar Zibe Dan Opar Zibe Tarva Dan Dam Jen Jen Be Barde Yu Bar Zeba Dam Je Je So Zebe Manam Ga Da Nyam Be Zim Je Dam Je Dewa Dan Be Dong Ha Dan Jai Nyor De La Na Me Ba Yang Da Bara Do Be Zan Jo Ru Mo Je Do Bar Sa thus, until I achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and the mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and the mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and the mind. We take refuge in the Kandaru Lama and the lineage Lamas. We take refuge in the deity of the mandalas of the Yadams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in the noble darkness, and the Dharma gardens, possessors of the eye of wisdom. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and likewise in the example of the Bodhisattvas. As the previous Buddhas embraced the enlightened mind and progress on the Bodhisattva's path, are true for the benefit of all sentient beings giving birth to bodhicitta, and apply myself to complete stage of the path. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of Janarasta and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the cause of suffering. May they never be separate from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. So now we go to mandala offering, short mandala offering. The ground is sprinkling with the scented water and strewn with flowers. It is adorned with Meru, the spring mountain, the four continents, and the sun and the moon. As a Buddha feel, I offer it. May all sentient beings attain the happiness as a Buddha feel. To the lamas who possess the Trikayas, I offer the altar in the secret offering, with my body, word, and all that is visible. Please grant me the supreme realization and enlightenment. Whatever merit I have gathered through postations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying, for the sake of the enlightenment of all sentient beings, all this I dedicate. I equal refuge, ornament words. Your fame provides the 3,000 words. You are the victor, Vajradhara, widow adored. I bow at feet of Father Jigten Sungho. Continually I think of no one but you. Compassionate one, grant your blessing. Dispel the darkness that surrounds my heart. Please bless me so that I can realize the unlimited nature of mine. Please turn the way of the Dharma of the two worlds and their combination according to the disposition and likewise the mental capacity of a sentient being. So now we're going to do the Manjushri prayer. Manjushri is page 32. Long press. His wisdom is brilliant like the sun, free of the clouds of two worlds, and perceive the various truths of knowledge in the true nature. For this reason, he holds the wisdom text at his heart. He has compassion for all beings who suffer from the darkness of ignorance in the prison of samsara as a father for only son. Father for only son. Like a thunderclap, he wakens those who are sleeping in ignorance and loosens the chain of karma. Through the 60 branches of Haramana's speech, he wields the wisdom sword to cut the saddling of suffering and to dispel the darkness of confusion. In the Bodhisattva form, he is pure from beginningless time, fully accomplishing the 10 levels, and perfect in the body of all knowledge. I supplicate to you, magically adorned by the 112 sons of Buddha, to dispel the darkness of my ignorance. You who are the perfect, youthful body, whose flame of wisdom bless, and dispel the darkness of worldly ignorance, I posted before you and praise you magically. At the heart of Chakra is a sun disk on which stands the Mom syllable, surrounded by the mantra circling clockwise. In golden light, light radiates from the mantra, invoking all the blessings and emerge of all the Buddhas, which dissolve into the Mom syllable. Again, light radiates and transform the outer universe into the sphere, purifying and purify all the obscuration of sentient beings, who are then transformed into magically. All are recite the mantra together. The light then return to six syllables. Om Wange Shoramo, 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 Om Wange Shoramo. Wange Yoramo, 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 Wange Yoramo. Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo, Wange Yoramo. Wange Yoramo. The outer universe dissolve into light, which is absorbed into myself, are then dissolved into the Mom syllable, which dissolve from the bottom to the top nada, gradually coming emptiness, are meditated the bliss of a non-duality object, subject and object. By the light of your wisdom, compassionate one, may the darkness of ignorance in my mind dispel to realize all the sutras and the commentaries. Please grant me the power of radiant wisdom. Whenever I want to see you or want you to clarify my confusions, Lord Manjushri Kocha, may I have a clear vision of your without hindrance. You, Manjushri, have performed great deeds to the furthest limits of the 10 directions. For the benefit of all sentient beings, may I and others perform in the same activities. Okay, so now going into the teaching. So we finish the how to meditate and the precious human body. So last week I shared with you the precious human body meditation, and today is going into the how to meditate impermanent, how to meditate karma, cause and effect, how to meditate the defect of samsara. So that's all is called the forethought meditation. This stage of meditation, the book, the first chapter is forethought meditation. four thoughts meditation is a basic meditation, like ground. And without four thought meditation, other like stages meditations cannot be successful. And that's the reason these four thoughts always share the first. It's called preliminary meditation, preliminary practice. Most important section, four thought meditations. So Jigten Sumgun, he said, other practitioners, teachers say like higher, like kind of Mahamudra is higher, is more performed teachings. So Jigten Sumgun said, I recognize this preliminary practice is more performed and more important than compared to higher teachings. So he says, for him, is this preliminary practice more performed. So that's we have to learn because our case, this four thoughts meditation is very important. And without four thoughts meditation, other meditations cannot be successful. So that's why we have to know this four thoughts is important. And four thoughts meditation really helpful in this life, transform to the spiritual practice. So helpful also our daily life practice. Sometimes we think about like deeper, higher level teachings, but our case, like it's too far for us. So which is the teaching is suited for us. So that teaching is more performed. Four thoughts meditation is suited for beginners, suited for us. That's why very performed for us. So same is medicine, which medicine is great for you because it's depending, does it matter, medicine is easy to get, it's cheap, or does it matter? Some medicine is very expensive, say, some people say it's very special, but maybe you don't need, not ready to get that medicine. So what you need, what you have problems, that problem, which medicine recover, which medicine can help you, that is the we need, right? That is the great medicine. So same like that, in this four thoughts meditation is very important for Dharma practitioners. Actually, this four thoughts meditation is not only for beginners. All these practitioners, realizers, every day go into four thoughts meditation, then going into more deeper level. They every day practice four thoughts meditation, every day. Not only our beginners, using this four thoughts meditation. Four thoughts meditation is like all these practitioners, they practice every day. This four thoughts is like practitioners use like breakfast, lunch, dinner, these four different meals. Same like that. Every day they use this four thoughts meditation practice. And then other practice become, put plus that and more successful, more effective. So that's why this four thoughts meditation is until Buddhahood, we never finish it, we never done. Long as we have emotions, we never done this four thoughts meditation. Not finished. So that means we have to practice every day and all the time. We also, you can sometimes, read the biography, the high realizer teachers, practitioners. They all practice this four thoughts meditation. Without four thoughts meditation, no one is become practitioner, no one is become realizers, So all these practitioners practice all the time this four thoughts meditation. So that's actually four thoughts meditation also helps our, regular beings. This daily activity is into the Dharma. So daily this worldly activity we can take into the Dharma practice, transform into the Dharma practice. So if you know that this four thoughts meditation, then you can, this daily practice is take into the Dharma spiritual. If you don't know four thoughts meditation, then worldly activity, daily practice become worldly activity, causes of samsara, causes of suffering. If you know how to practice this four thoughts meditation, then you use this worldly activity, everything is, through the four thoughts meditation, become into, or its worldly activity is transformed into the Dharma. This worldly activity also you can change, like causes of happiness, not causes of suffering. So that is the, like, also this high practitioners does. They use like that way, called the skillful method. Use this four thoughts meditation daily practices transform into the Dharma. So this four thoughts meditation really help for remove our emotions. So last week I shared with you, the first one we cultivate precious human body. Precious human body helps, like, remove the sadness feeling, anxiety feeling, unhappy feeling, all that removed. You get positive feeling, long as you meditate the precious human body. Then also you get effort with joy together. So then also you recognize which kind of opportunity we have, which kind of opportunity you have, which kind of, you recognize your life and you recognize yourself, and then you can, the daily activity is take into the Dharma practice. So then today is I'm going to share with you impermanent meditation. So this practice meditation is not the mind resting meditation. This all practice meditation is going to into the cultivating analytical meditation. So we have to think about using, analytical. So now we go into the page 16, the book. But I don't know, you have this book or your electronic copy is maybe different. So anyway, if you have this actual book, it's page 16. So this talk about impermanent meditation. So impermanent meditation is after this precious human body meditation. So last week we leave we should continue to meditate on the difficult of obtaining the freedoms and adornments. So that's the precious human body meditation. We always think about it, freedoms, 10 adornments. Then we recognize ourselves. So now today is going to share with you impermanent. Even though we have obtained this body of freedoms and adornments. So now we have a precious human body, you get this precious human body. Even though you get this precious human body, you have freedoms and adornment. So it will soon disintegrate. So it can be gone, can be easy to lost. So precious human body is very hard to get, but very easy to lost. So that's we have to recognize. Otherwise, you know, you think, oh, I get precious human body, so no, I'm already great. I don't have to do anything. Yeah. So maybe you become more kind of a pride. Yeah. So then you don't think about all other beings. Maybe, oh, I already have great. So we have to recognize we have precious human body. We are great, but at the same time we have to know this precious human body is not permanent. If permanent is great, but it's not permanent. Yeah. So also we get precious human body, but we are not liberated yet. You know, when you get precious human body, we have a chance to liberate. If we use right direction, we can get liberation. So no, we get precious human body, we know yet liberation. Still we are samsara. We are suffering in samsara. So this precious human body is going to be lost. So we have to know. Therefore, we should contemplate the reality that no one has never escaped death. So we have to contemplate. No one, like, you know, has never escaped death. So that is a fact. This Buddha's teaching is talking about reality, you know, not talking about just something creating, no truth, no reality, not creating something. This is talking about reality. So we see no one has never escaped death. Think about all eons. So these powerful kings, powerful countries, all is gone. It's impermanent. And also think about like many different kind of animals, like dinosaurs, kind of like that, many different kind of animals. So there are no exist in the world, it's gone. So you can see only just the bones history. We recognize the kind of animals being in this world, but no, they are no exist because due to change all the elements, and you know, they cannot be survived. And then think about all previous this powerful kings, powerful country. The same as dreaming. Nothing is like exist right now, or it's gone. So then not only these powerful kings, all this spiritual, think about Buddha Shakyamuni and all his retinues, they're also all gone because already history. The reason is they are liberated, mind is liberated, but body is, of course, this elements, conditions, compound of phenomena, so, or it's impermanent. So that's the reason right now this body is a compound of phenomena. It's not going to stay long. Think about the same as the cars. So we can get new cars, drive, old, then just kind of break down, and one day it's particles go separate. So, you know, because the reason is a compound of phenomena. They cannot stay always like same. So thing like that, you know, all these beings previous like years, or it's like become same as dreaming. Nothing is right now exist, or it's gone because there no one escape for death. No one free from death. So the free from death is the words is like we can explain different ways. The Buddha actually realizes free from you know, from the death. But this death means like talking about the body, you know, the compound of phenomena is going separate. Of course, the realizers like free from death means they don't have like death. Everything is recognized emptiness, delusions, you know, they don't have a death, free from death. But for regular beings, not like that, because due to our perception, so we are fixation on this world, and we don't have realized impermanent, we don't have realized emptiness. So for us, this everything is exist, you know. Then we also have death is exist, or the edges is exist for us. So we are not free from death. But realized beings always recognize as emptiness. They don't have a death, but we seeing they are dead. Actually, their own perception, they're already free from death. So now here is the main point is like we know we don't see anyone can escape from the death. No one has never escaped death. Long as they have a birth, that everyone has a death, because that is the, you know, is interdependent related to each other. So we can think about impermanent. When we was born, we don't have to think about a previous life something. Think about in this life. When we was born, then the answer no. How many people pass away? Or you can think about that, meditate. So many people already gone during our childhood to answer no. Our parents, relatives, friends, neighbors. So we know all these presidents, country rulers, or it's kind of like same as just dreaming. So, or it's changing. It's everyone is not free from death. We recognize that, and then also when we was born, starting that day, every day close to the death, not to become everyday long life, every day close to the death, but we don't recognize that because due to our ignorance, due to our, you know, the fixation. So our minds have a strong fixation. So then that's the reason we have to meditate impermanent. Impermanent meditation really helps remove suffering. But people don't recognize that. Most people don't want to investigate impermanent, don't want to contemplate impermanent. They don't want to hear impermanent. So if you don't want to hear impermanent, you don't want to contemplate impermanent, that helps anything, that helps remove suffering, not possible. If you are sick, you don't want to see doctor, you don't want to get medicine, you don't want to hear about that can recover your illness, not possible, right? So become your illness, it goes like day by day, it's more worse. And then one day, medicines cannot recover. So see, even everyone we know like don't want to hear sick, but first we know we are sick, we have to accept that. Then we're going to see the doctor, we're going to get medicine. But if you don't want to hear that, you don't want to go to see doctor, you don't want to get medicine, then you cannot recover. That cannot go away our sickness. Same thing. So in this teaching, impermanent meditation, it's more deeper than that. Just getting sick, going to see the doctor, get medicine, that helps only temporary, actually, temporarily recovered. Recognize this impermanent understanding, cultivate, meditate, practice, permanent recover illness, recovery permanently, free from suffering, taking care not only this life, taking care many lives, not only many lives, taking care permanently. No need to go into again samsara, take birth again. No need to get suffering again. So that's why this is like permanent medicine. Not just temporary medicine. But we don't recognize that because due to our ignorance, due to our fixations, this our karma, and we don't have enough accumulation merit, many people, so that's the reason they don't recognize how important this meditation practice is, how important they don't recognize. So actually this, you practice only impermanent meditation, you can go liberate, use meditate impermanent, you can release all our sufferings. So this is the like permanent medicine, recover our suffering, not taking care only temporarily, taking care permanently. It's very powerful, but we don't recognize. Buddha, he recognized, he realized, he recognized, due to his compassion, he share us. He tell us, I can show you the path. Then he said, liberation is up to us. Because like doctors who has really compassion, they know someone sick, the doctors can give medicine, you are sick, you eat this medicine. Then patients want to follow, they can recover, that temporarily can recover. But patient don't want to follow the doctor advice, then doctor cannot do anything. So same is like Buddha, he's extremely compassion. He realize, he understanding truth. So he share us these teachings. So then we have to accept, and we have to into that teaching and practice, contemplate. We follow the Buddha's teaching, we can free from samsara, we can liberate. But usually the most sentient beings have, due to obscuration, due to this obscuration, strong fixation on this world, so don't understanding reality, don't recognize. So no, we are lucky because we have open mind, open heart to want to listen and study this impermanent. So this impermanent meditation really helpful, transform our life, and you can release all suffering. We recognize where is the suffering come from, because due to self and due to grasping and fixation to the world, fixation to all this, object. So you meditate impermanent, you recognize everything's impermanent, less fixation, less attachment. Then that helps us less suffering. We get more wisdom because we are not so strong fixation attached to the world. Then you get more wisdom. Your mind is strongly desire attached to the world and fixation to in this worldly activity, and strongly fixation to this object. Object can be anything, like your family, relatives, your home, your cars, your jobs, your country, everything, right? Strongly fixation to that. You don't have any wisdom, you don't recognize. We see that, some parents, you can take care of your kids, you can love your kids, but so strongly fixation to the kids. so strong, then they don't think about anything other than that, only focus that. So strong grasping, strong fixation to that, then you know you don't have any open mind, you don't recognize anything because your mind is already blocked, no any wisdom. So we see that many people has that difficulties, but they don't accept that, you know. So of course you can love your kids, your family, your relatives, you can love, you can take care, but same time you have to recognize situations generally, you know, open mind, open heart, and you really know what you can have for them. So strong fixation to that, no helping for them, actually harming for them. But the parents don't recognize that. So tight mind, so strong fixation. You know, that can be like parents fixation to the kids, or parents can be like anyone, like fixation to your job or your relatives, your home and the car and like anything, you know, country. So everything like mind is fixation to that object, then you already block the wisdom. You don't have enough wisdom. You don't recognize whole situation, what's going on. So that's we recognize. And I learned this, my, you know, like teachers, spiritual teachers, they always share giving suggestions for families, the parents, like don't too fixation to the kids. Don't too grasping to them. If you're so strong grasping, you fixation to them, then more obstacle. There's more obstacle. And less fixation, less grasping, then less obstacle for them too. So some parents is so strong fixation to the kids, and then the, you know, the kids is always get something problems. The Gachin Rinpoche, he shared one day is one, his mother or his sister, I think someone has, he said she has a lot of kids. She so strongly attached fixation to her kids. She never wanted to put in the ground, always carry in the bag and holding all the time. But he said that her kids is no one survived because it's due to so strong fixation. He said that is due to the fixation and the so strong grasping. So then some parents, see, we parents is like two kids, one kid, so strong fixation, always kids get something going on. There's some people don't much fixation to that. Their kids like, you know, it's okay. So that's also due to the fixation we recognize. That is just example. The main point is anything your mind's fixation to grasping strongly to that. We don't have clairvoyance. Means like we don't have wisdom. It's wisdom is blocked. So then which can help wisdom is opening up. Only this meditation and permanent meditation can helps. And permanent meditation helps release fixation. You know, so this is why this meditation is very powerful, very important for us. Because long as we have fixations, grasping, so we need this impermanent meditation. Impermanent meditation helps release. Of course, each meditation has different ways benefit. It's this each meditation has powerful change our life. So especially this impermanent meditation is very powerful. Buddha said, the practice of Dharma benefit us, especially impermanent meditation is more powerful. He said, more powerful benefit. The main point he's talking about like regular beings has strongly fixation into this world object. So that's why the impermanent meditation really help for us mind and powerful. So he said, many Dharma practice the impermanent meditation is most important. He give one example. So many the feet prints in the ground. So he said elephant feet print is more beautiful than any other feet prints. The elephant feet print is the same as the lotus flower, I think. So that's why it looks beautiful. So he said the same is like meditation, many different meditations, impermanent meditation is most important and beautiful. Same as he said, elephant feet print. So we have that just main point is like great meditation, beautiful meditation, helpful directly us. So then one day we don't have a much strong fixation to the object, become then okay, you can do other meditation, it's great. So long as we have a strong fixation to the world, attachment, desire so strong, this really important impermanent meditation. So we have to cultivate this meditation using these techniques. Think about no one free from, ever escape death. Recognize that this, then of course like our parents can go where you can accept. You can kids or husband, wife, friends, relatives, anyone can go where. We can accept because no one escaped this one. This is a reality. We have accepted this is a reality. Not only come to us. You can accept anything because any suffering we have, we can accept, okay, this suffering is not only, you don't have to think about only me. So this suffering is for everyone has. We can accept this is a reality. Long as we are in samsara, the suffering is reality. So we can lose, of course, our family, relatives, neighbors, anything. Can be lose anything. It's sooner or later anything is arise. It's coming. We are facing to that. So long as you have meditated impermanent, you can accept that. You accept that helps your mind. Less suffering. If you don't accept, then you cannot avoid this situation. If you don't accept, you will more suffering. Then that problem is like get more and more problem, become suffering and suffering of suffering again. We lose some our relatives. Same time we are more suffering and called suffering of suffering. Yeah. So that's why we have to accept this is reality, and we need an open mind. We think about what we can help them. Right away you recognize, oh, I can chant Pardotido for them. So your mind become more relaxed. Your mind is relaxed and chant Pardotido for someone pass. You can help them. So then, of course, like that, many situations you can change. Nothing is permanent. You can lose your job. You recognize, oh, the job is okay. Of course, can lose my life. So you can think that, it's then lose the job is not much suffering. Or it's changing impermanent. Nothing is permanent. Like not only losing job, the company is also one day is going to dissolution. Nothing is permanent there. So then you meditate impermanent, you recognize whole thing is impermanent, it's changing. So whatever this difficult situation is arise, you are no suffering, no sad. In ejection sense, the body is conditioned. So we have to accept that our body is conditioned, compound of phenomena. Same is the car, you know. The brand new car is the same as a baby, okay? So think about the cars, how long can last stay? Maybe 20 years, right? Longest. And the same is exactly cars. Like car is like maintaining, nothing get accident, go just 20 years, maybe 20 years something. Then car can be accident, you know. If a brand new car can tomorrow is garbage, maybe can be, you know. So same is the life. Our life is like that. Don't know how long we go stay. Everything's impermanent. So we have to contemplate these situations. Then that really helps letting go of fixations. You don't have to give up. You know so your car is impermanent. You don't have to give up. Oh, this car is impermanent. I don't want. You don't have to go. Your car is go. You know, get rid of, put in the garbage. You know, you can use your car. Same time you have this realize your car get accident, your car get breakdowns, you don't upset much because you recognize it's impermanent. Helps that. Same thing like that, you recognize everything's impermanent. Still you can take care of your home, you can take care of your family, you can take care of your jobs, but one day you lost that, your mind is not that, you know, get stuck in there, not much suffering. Your mind is always peace. Your mind is become not dependent this object. Right now, our mind is dependent this object. You know, dependent family, dependent jobs, dependent all these situations. One day your mind is free, not dependent this object. Think about the realizer, this high practitioners. His Holiness Dalai Lama, he lost his country. He not lost his peace for his happy. He didn't give up his Dharma practice. He didn't say Dharma practice doesn't work for me, you know. So he take practice all these Yadam deities and the protectors. So he can like get highest point like in the countries, you know, like king, and you know everything is there. So kind of like richest person in the monk, but it's one day lost everything. He didn't suffering. We recognize that because it's due to the practice, recognizing practice. So then this high realizers always like that. Gachin Rinpoche went through in the presence. He didn't lose his happy and he didn't lose his peace. So they didn't give up the practice of Dharma. No one say, okay, I don't do any wrong. I get in the jail. So no, my protectors doesn't work. My practice Dharma doesn't work. My practice Yidam Deity doesn't work for me. They say, I don't want to do this. They never say that. They become more practitioner, more into the Dharma. The more trust, more belief. So that's we have to understand. You know, sometimes like in Westerner culture, not only Westerner, like many like you know this time people something wanting, they're not successful, give up Dharma. Dharma is not, you know, helping your worldly things successful. The people misunderstand, you know. People say, oh, I'm going to do business. I wanted to do Zambala practice. Some people say, please pray for Zambala, right? So then the business is not successful, they say, give up Zambala. That is the no belief karma cause and effect. They don't really understand Dharma. Of course, the practice in Zambala helping for that person, but the business that maybe doesn't work for that person, that he has already created karma to, can lose that business. But practice and Dhamma remove his other obscurations that people don't recognize that. Maybe future life, that person, get more successful, happening. And also the Dharma practice, like something is like practice Yadam deity, practice Dharma protectors, and also that helps to get the spiritual path. Someone is like strongly go into the worldly activities and so strongly attached to that, harming for others. The Dharma practice protectors doesn't help that way. Dharma practice protectors helps your worldly also successful with together and Dharma, not going to create no virtuous deeds. Your practice, like you're doing something, worldly activity, same time create no virtuous deeds. Of course, Dharma protectors doesn't help for that, because Dharma protector really helps you free from suffering. That is create suffering, the create causes of suffering. That's why Dharma means protectors look for more feather, create causes of happiness, not create causes of suffering. So that's the reason, our people, our means like this time people only short thinking for only today. I need right now. You need to help me right now. So doesn't matter right now. My job is, benefit others or not benefit others. Just I want, this job. I want to do this. So you need to help me. That like that, our thinking. The Dharma protectors, this practice Yadam deities, not create causes of suffering. If you have that job, maybe that job is due to causes of suffering. We don't recognize that because due to our ignorance. So now meditate this impermanence that's really help for that situation, understanding whole situations. So then when our time comes to die, we will not be able to prolong our stay in this life for even a moment. So one day, of course, death is come to everyone. One day our death is arise. So we cannot stay longer. So that is like just reality. We cannot avoid that. So comes death for us. We have to accept that. We have to know when death comes, what we have to do. So that's the great, we did Pardo teaching. So you understanding Pardo, and you know how this impermanent meditation. So we practice every day this Yadam deities. We practice every day meditation. So you recognize that's all helps for when we die. So we actually have to recognize like kind of like appreciate ourselves right now situation, because we reborn so many lifetimes in samsara. That's all life is become no useful. It's all wasted. So now luckily we connect with the Dharma. We understanding all this reality. We have to appreciate this life, connect with the Dharma, and we understanding these teachings. We can liberate in the Pardo. So use this practice, teaching and practice. So then we know this life is not going to stay long. Everything is right now what we have is temporary. So we should think about how many causes and conditions lead to the death, and how few things sustain life. So many conditions for death. Think about we drive the car. So if you lose your focus, you can get accident. Some other people to lose the focus, they can accident with us. See, our life is so dangerous. Think about in the highway. Think about in the airplane. You don't know when you take off, and you don't know can land or not. So our life is really, like danger and not stable. Recognize. So think about how many causes and conditions lead to the death. So then, of course, like disease. The disease, of course, like all the time comes. Disease. One disease comes, many people life is gone. So even no disease, it's human beings we create so many conditions for death. Actually, human beings we want, more like kind of life is more permanent. We wanted to create a good life. We wanted to create like more good conditions, but same time create life is very dangerous because due to our ignorance, attachment and desire. So we human beings, of course, create airplanes. That is like causes of death. Many people create cars. It's always causes of death. So many people. It's very dangerous. Then, so think about all these so many conditions for death. Then become countries so strongly grasping each other. It's no reasons to grasping, to that, but not good for any country, not good for each other, but so strong grasping, fixation. No one can let go, because it's then that reason create so many things dangerous in the world. Not only couple human beings' life is dangerous, like whole human beings' life is danger created these countries because due to ignorance and grasping. So the see Buddha here 2,500 years ago, he shared the teaching is like all the problem is grasping, self and grasping. So then all these countries is self, my country, I want to the most powerful, I want to protect means like actually these countries like say, I want to protect my country, not protecting country, actually they're destroying their own country, but they don't recognize because due to ignorance. So it's looking very temporary, very short thinking, it's this create problems. Think about the previous life, these kings, the rulers countries. Who's successful? No one successful. They create so much problems in their own people and countries. So look to our histories. Who's winner? No one is winner there. Look to histories, like they create these ruler kings, create so much suffering, human beings, their own people. So no look, they did that. Who's successful? No one successful. So who did this kind of things? Nowhere they are. Maybe they are in the hell realms, endless suffering. So what they get? Finally, they get endless suffering, extremely suffering in the lower realms. So think that, and this all is impermanent changing, and also you can comes compassion to this ignoring people, and strong grasping create causes of a problem in the world. Yeah. So this world is not big and very small, tiny, but people fighting, right? And then after you don't get anything. So also it's karma followed by karma and the change. So what happened is like if our enemies, next life is our family. Our loved ones, next life is enemies. So always like that changing, you know. So then what they get, actually the wisdom Buddha is seeing these beings is really suffering due to ignorance. And they see this whole thing situation causes karma, cause and effect. And it's kind of like, you know, it's always crazy there. We are doing all crazy things, beings. So then we have to, this part is like, you know, meditate conditions, so many conditions for death. So you watch the news, every day death report everywhere due to disasters, so many causes of death. So we are not secure from this impermanence, which will one day cause us to part from our family, friends, and loved ones. So we have to know this going happening. So you know this one is one day happening. Your mind is already open. So when one day you get in these situations, you don't get suffering and suffering of suffering. So we know so it's impermanent. So then you know so how to help for them, what you need to do for them. So anyway, think about this. All it's like family, friend, relatively loved ones. It's not permanent. That's also like one day cause us to part from our family, friend, and the loved ones. So when we meditate on impermanence in this way, when this recognition is awakening in our mind stream, so then your mind is awakening. So wake up our mind. So know why we cannot wake up our mind? Because its mind is so strong fixation to the object. So strong fixation to the object. You know? So you know this whole world, these people are so strong fixation to the object, and no one is have recognition, is waking out them own mind stream. Some is a fixation to the job, 24 hours thinking about the job, even go sleep and the dream is a job. You know, 24 hours fixation to that. And then of course the families. So 24 hours like thinking about the family, taking care of that. You don't have thinking about anything future life. You know, your mind is only fixation to that. Many spiritual beings come into this world, no any connections. Even spiritual beings come into your homes, no recognize. So, you know, that means like fixation or so strong fixation. Dharma is in here, no recognize, no connections, because it's due to the fixation. So you will know this, all this worldly people is fixation to the something. Boyfriend is fixation to girlfriend, girlfriend is fixation to the boyfriend. And you know, then like this husband is fixation to wife, wife is fixation to the husband and the family. So like that, they only that thinking about this each other, taking care of each other, then just no any other thinking about what going on whole worldly situation. No any open mind. So then that goes, then one day is life is the end. Then what you get your life? You don't get anything. When you die, you don't have any dharma. So then you die like that, where we go? Samsara again. No choice. So we have to cultivate this. That's why it's impermanent meditation. Helps our mind is waking. When this recognize is waking in our mind stream, our minds will truly turn to the Dharma. turn to the Dharma, at the same time it's waking our mind. Waking our mind, you don't have to give up this worldly what you have. You can have this everything, but you can recognize situation. You can dealing with that situation is not same as before. You can change. That's really helpful. Life is changing. See, this impermanent meditation is so important for us. Can change your whole life. But we don't do that. We only taking care temporary things. Temporary taking care things really benefit us or not? Not much. You buy insurance. You can have all the insurance. That can protect you from death. That can protect you to the suffering. No, right? It's become more suffering because this due to attachment, fixation. That's why buying insurance. This insurance like not going to work for much. Maybe some people just temporarily work. Okay, if the works, great. So we need that. We can have that, but not so strong fixation to that. Don't think about the insurance give you free from death. Okay, insurance cannot give you free from death. We recognize that, yeah, and that's why this meditation is 100 times better than insurance. So we don't recognize that. 1,000 times better, okay, not 100 times. This meditation really good insurance, our mind insurance, protecting suffering insurance, protecting free from death insurance, taking care future life insurance. So then of course better the insurance. You don't have to pay anything. You don't have to pay. You can afford this insurance. Long as you have open mind, right? Everyone can afford this, but who can afford? Because who has strong desire, attachment, no open mind, they can afford this insurance. So long as you have open your mind, you can afford this insurance. Think that we have lucky because we have this priceless insurance. This is priceless insurance. We have this. You have think that and recognize. We have to understand. Recognize this, waking our mind stream. Our mind will truly turn to the Dharma. Then also same time our mind is into the Dharma, spiritual path. Without this meditation, you cannot go into the spiritual Dharma. Because your mind's fixation to the worldly activity, how can you do practice Dharma? So your mind is strongly attached to worldly things, then attachment, Dharma is contradiction, cannot be together. So that's why the teachers said, worldly activity, Dharma cannot be together. Why I say that? Because worldly activity is strong attachment, Dharma is no attachment. Attachment, fixation, and no attachment, no fixation cannot be together. Yeah. So you practice this impermanent meditation, then you can have this worldly activity, but without attachment. See, then your worldly activity is not suffering, causes of suffering. Your worldly activity is causes of happiness that you survive yourself, save your body, speed, your body, and then long as throughout your body, and then your body is put in the Dharma practice. So you have to know this section, and many teachers say Dharma and worldly cannot be together. So then many people think, oh, Dharma practice, if you want the Dharma practice, have to go to the caves, give up this all worldly activity. So they understand that, but that also okay. Some people can do that way, but not that case. Worldly activity, Dharma cannot be together means worldly activity is desire, attachment. Dharma is no attachment, not desire. So worldly activity you can do without attachment, without a strong desire. Still you can do worldly activity. Then that is a Dharma. Do you understand clearly there? Yeah, so we have to think that way. You don't have to give up long as not directly to harm for other beings, something, then of course it's not good. So long as no harming for other beings, your job, doing things, then you can have that and then use that into the Dharma. Support your practice Dharma. So then see all this worldly activities transform into the Dharma. So then it's turned to the Dharma. Such recognition becomes an antidote to our clinging and attachment to the present life, and this inspires diligence. So then this meditation, impermanent meditation, antidote to our clinging and attachment to the present life. So now we have strongly our mind fixation, attachment to in this present life. So meditate impermanent, not that strongly attached to fixation into this world. So that helps your mind's awakening. Your mind's wake up, recognized. So then you recognize we have this priceless insurance. Okay. Without awakening in our mind stream. So if you don't wake up our mind streams, at least let a terrifying appreciation of morality and impermanence. So if you not without awakening our mind stream, then let a terrifying appreciation of mortality and impermanence, we will grasp more and more intensely into this present lives. So if we don't waking up our mind, meditate impermanent meditation, then we have become more grasp more and more intensely through this present lives. So then what problem if we are more intense into the present life? Because become then more suffering. So then also mind is not going into the turn to the Dharma. So more strong grasping is more suffering, stuck in the samsara. So then if we attach to present lives, Dharmas, never looking at fact of our future lives, then we don't think about future lives. We only thinking about this life. So then only thinking about right now what I want, So you don't think about tomorrow, you don't think about then day after tomorrow. So right now means like always thinking about no, I want right now, no, that's never end. Yes. then if this happens, we will lack any interest in practice sadhana dharma. Then no interest into practice dharma. So that is all these worldly people. No into the dharma. So we recognize they are strongly attached into this life, fixation into this life. Then that people minds no awakening, mind streams no awakening, and then the fixation to in this life, they're not thinking about future life. So then we were like any interest to practice sadhana dharma. We will become like ordinary people, totally caught up in the trappings of the present life. So then we are same is like just regular people, ordinary people. So caught up same thing other people. So now you have to understand when we study these impermanent meditations, so we need more, awareness, mindful, recognize what's going on our situations. Sometimes like we are strongly fixation, grasping, suffering. So then think about impermanent. Oh yeah, I have this meditation. I cannot be same is in these ordinary people who don't have any teaching, no dharma. So I cannot be same is like that kind of people. So you have to think that yourself. That really helps. So that's why in the 37 practice, so generally log to our mind, what going on our mind. We have to log to our mind which kind intentions, which kind our mind, going on. We have to log to our mind, recognize what's going on. So checking our mind. Otherwise, we are also same is just ordinary means like someone don't have any teachings. Same as other people, like we caught up like that. So when you listening teaching, okay, yeah, looks like we are practitioner, we understand, right? Great. So then when we finish the teaching, go back to in the world again. So we get same situations, other people, same thing happening, sufferings, then already forget the teaching. So that means teaching is you receive in the right ear and through of left ear, not into your mind. So listening, teaching, contemplate, meditate. So we didn't have contemplate, we didn't have meditate, only just listening, teaching. That's it. So practice means like, of course, we not going to change it right away. So some days like you get same is like other beings situations, mind so fixation too, so grasping. But so you cannot do anything, cannot change, but still you so strong fixation, attachment. Then you have to recognize, yeah, impermanent. Meditate. So really helpful that way. And not right away change when you hear these teachings. Of course, we are just still ordinary being because we have so strong habituate this, mind's attachment and fixation to the world is so strong. Not easy to give up, but this teaching you have to think and remind again helps, recognize when we get these situations. Oh yeah, I have this problem. We have to recognize, they meditate impermanent. That helps release our suffering. We cannot avoid the situation. We cannot avoid our loved ones is dying. We cannot avoid you can be lose your job. We cannot avoid many problems. But when we get these problems, then we cannot be same as regular people who don't have any Dharma teachings before. When we get into the situation, relax your mind, look to yourself, a little bit think about impermanent. Then just meditate, like cultivate, let go away. Then that really helps your mind. It's, free from suffering our mind. So this impermanent meditation has become good insurance for protecting our mind, not lose your peace, not lost your happiness, you know. Otherwise, like you can be lost your happy, you can be lose your happy peace for everything there. Because the situation in the world, every time it arises, always comes. Right? We have to know that sometimes we can remind each other, help for each other too, you know. So that time you have to accept that. Sometimes we have so strong emotions, we don't want to accept. Right now, you can accept when teaching the Dharma, you can accept because not so much emotions, you can accept. One day you get strong emotions, so someone remind you, oh yeah, you have to take impermanent. Then that time is like you angry who said that. Could be angry for that person, you know. You even you don't want to accept that. Could be happening like that because due to emotion. So we have to recognize, you know, we can also remind others. Someone remind us, we have to accept. Just appreciate and accept. Don't deny it, okay? So that's also a good thing too. This practice right now, you know, it's teaching we study. It's not everything changing our mind. The reason is because our mind is so strong fixation to the worldly activity, attachment to that. It's many lifetimes, not going to change it right away. So same is the candle light in the darkness, candle light, so strong darkness, but you use candle light, you know, like that. This teaching helps. Yeah. So not everything go away because so strong is our fixation, attachment. Without them were okay. So now we will become like ordinary people, totally caught up in the trappings of the present life. Therefore, when we think about impermanence, we will understand that we do not have a long time here on this earth in this present embodiment. So we have to think that we're not going to stay too long in this earth. So long, we don't know. Like we already spend more time the future, you know. So we don't know anything. This is not due to like age, you know, not due to the contradictions. This all is like we don't know impermanent means. So just everything is temporary changing. We think, oh, someone is going to live long, but sometimes you get very, you know, like kind of a, how to say, unbelievable news, you know, like gone, the person is like, some people like condition is hard, they stay very long. Just we don't know anything. The impermanence is not due to the age, not due to the body's conditions, because so many causes for death. So don't know anything. That's why Nagarjuna said, when you go for sleep and when you wake up, breathe. Oh yeah, I can breathe. I'm alive. You have to appreciate yourself, recognize. So no, yeah, I can get up, you know, think that. And when you get it together, oh, I can be with a friend, family, be together, be present, you know, recognize, appreciate, right? So we have to think that, you know, impermanent meditations. So when you get in the car, you have to think about the impermanent. So on the road is very dangerous. So even you do correctly, but somebody is not going to do correctly. So many people is like crazy, and you know, lose the mind. Means like some people just like emotion, they don't recognize, they lose the mind. Some people too tired, there can be fast sleep. So road is danger. The people like think about these situations, very scared to die, kind of like, right? Go into the road. So it's unbelievable impermanent meditation there. So when we get home, you appreciate yourself. Yeah, I get home, right? When you engine off your car, engine turn off your car. Oh yeah, I get home. When you engine the turn on, then you think it's impermanent. So everything is impermanent like that. Then when you take the airplanes, or it's like that, and whatever situation, like many things like that. So impermanent meditation. We think about impermanent again and again. Become is used to like, your mind is really wake up, and then not much fixation to these worldly things. But still, you can do these things. You recognize benefit in this life. You can take care these worldly things, but not really strong fixation. And then same time, also your mind is become ripening. It comes more love, compassion to others, and become open up and more spiritual, follow the spiritual path, recognize future life is important. So then whatever in this life is losing, we are not much suffering. Recognize impermanence. So that's really helpful. Yeah, so we have to do that, cultivate. We thus we want to practice Dharma which will truly benefit us in our future lives. When this faith in Dharma practice arises, it means our mind has turned to the Dharma. To meaningful use of our freedoms and the domain, we should meditate on karma, law, and cause and effect. So today we're going to only stay impermanent meditation. Impermanent meditation here is very short. If you go to the my perfect teacher and bow over the Gampopa Jonoming liberations, very long. There's talk about very long. There are more details. So just me important. We have to know our life is impermanent. So we think about this life is like this. Our life is like very, kind of like, how to say this, easy to lost, because impermanence changing whole this universe are also auto universe is changing. See, this auto universe are also not permanent. Of course, this body is not permanent. Our body is not permanent. Auto universe always change. Elements always change. Then trees think about 100,000 years life, it's gone, die. So all these auto universe are changing. Then all these inner sentient beings, it's change all the time. Not so many people like 100 years old. So 100 years is not too long. Go very fast, 100 years. Think about our life, how go fast. Sometimes we don't recognize New Year comes. So fast going, right? So changing everything. Think about this morning, sun is rise in the east. No, it's already almost in the center. That means like half already passed. It's going 7, 8 o'clock. It's going in dawn. So they all is impermanent changing. Today is, I think, longest day. End of the month, Tibetan calendar. So today is the end of the month for this Sagadawa. See, so tomorrow is the one like new month again. See, same as today and tomorrow between is death again. Change month. So we have to use, cultivate, meditate again. And also good is when we go for sleep, going to sleep and just think about impermanence, meditate, death. When you wake up, just appreciate precious human body. So that's great, like to do this 4 thoughts meditation is a daily life, and in the day, whole days, then follow the cause and the effect, karma cause and the effect. Generally, we have to recognize defect of samsara. Some things are going to end, changing, recognize impermanent meditation. Sometimes it comes new again, precious human body. So days like comes new, months comes new, years comes new, days are going to end, month is going to end, years are going to end, life is going to end. So this all is like impermanent meditation, practice. Thank that. So good thing to today, we can practice this impermanent meditation. The Saga Dava end of a month. End of a month day is called, it's the last month of the day. It's a very important day. So usually, 4 moon day, last of the month of the day, these 2 days, the Buddhists, do the more practice, virtuous deeds. And then 10th day is Pema Sambhava's day, and the Tibetan Buddhists recognize 10th day also most important. And then Vajrayana practitioners also, the 25th is called Darkness Day. So that also recognize a good day. But generally Buddhists, 4 moon 15th, and the last of the month, these 2 days is the most important for the month. So do something, practice prayers is multiplying 1,000 times, 100,000 times. And today is the 4 moon day, okay? Not 4 moon day, end of the month today. So we have to practice impermanent. It's great. Also last of the day. So then you think about meditate. It's always changing, right? Nothing is permanent. This meditation really helpful. Sometimes our mind is so strong fixation, and then not happy, upset. So you think about all this is impermanent. When we was born until now, what we did, impermanent, gone. So same is right now, what we think, doing things. Tomorrow, next year's, same is like last year we did this time, right now what we're doing. It's like recognize. That way it's then become you fears like go away, our, the strong feeling fixation is go away, less fixation, less attachment, then helps for your mind is become free from suffering. It's very good practice meditation, using this impermanent meditation. So we have to cultivate this practice, meditate.
Perfect example of impermanence.
Exactly, Debbie. That's what I was thinking. I was like, good point, Kempo. That's really perfect.
Or emptiness.
Yeah, that was great. I'm with you. RT, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Best example.
Exactly, yes.
if someone has accumulations of many Padme Hum mantra, remember to report them, you know, in the next couple of hours.
Thanks, Elvira.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so now I lost connection. Sorry about that. Actually, teaching is I say finish teaching. Any you have questions, you can ask questions. And we have 6 o'clock meditation, 6 to 7. So then you can also that time come to join and ask question too.
So Kempo,
Mm.
is it, never mind. I was just thinking like, we need to be aware through the day constantly, right? Like not just sitting and meditating, but aware constantly that
Yes,
this could be it.
yes,
Hmm.
yes.
Okay.
I can ask a question.
Yes.
I'm curious if you have advice for cultivating proper diligence, because before starting Dharma, the way that I approach diligence is often to achieve something or to accumulate something material or to create something external. And so it has been a little difficult to know how to be diligent with Dharma. And I feel like when I think of no fixation and no attachment, my response, I don't know how to be diligent in doing that. And so I tend to be lazy sometimes. So I'm curious for your advice.
So you mean intelligent means like you mindful, right? Awareness?
It's diligence?
Yeah. Oh yeah, more effort, you mean?
Yeah, effort, diligence. How to do proper effort.
Yeah, so this impermanent meditation helps for more intelligent effort, diligent, more effort. So you practice more impermanent, get more effort. So not like thinking about I'm going to do tomorrow, next month, next year. So then that thing, I want to do right now because I'm impermanent. I don't know how long I can be do. They try to do right away the practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the intelligence is like come from it's impermanent meditation.
Okay.
Intelligent effort.
Okay.
Yeah. So meditate more impermanent meditation, then you get easily just reach the intelligent.
Okay. Thank you.
Diligent effort.
Thank you.
Yes. So we have problems because of fixation to this world right now in this life. We don't recognize impermanent. That's the reason we don't have enough. We didn't have enough the diligent and effort. So meditate impermanent, then we get intelligent and effort. This meditation is antidote to lazy, and fixation to the impermanent meditation. Okay, so now anyone has a question? Who meditate impermanent every day?
Hello,
Jose?
Kempo.
Yes.
I didn't do it every day, but it's very helpful. I use it at work. I use it in some meetings, some situations, and thinking, meditate about impermanence. It helps you to understand that things are not so fixed and the emotions can go. It takes a time because you get in the emotion. When something is happening with somebody, you get attached to your emotions and you self-grasping.
Yes.
But suddenly you start to think, this is impermanent. This can go. And then your mind start to dissolve little by little that emotion, and you start to understand that everything is impermanent. Today you can be with this boss, next you're going to have another boss. Today you are with this situation and everything changing. And that helps to reduce that fixation that you said. It's very powerful.
We also use it with good things to not get attached to them. We use it all the time. If we're, for example, traveling a lot, we will say, well, this will pass, this will end, this time will end. So it not only gives more value to every minute, but it doesn't let you get too attached to anything, because
yeah, that's good. Yes.
or if it's bad, we know it's going to end. So that's like a constant thing with us.
Yes.
We will remind to each other, oh, but that's going to end, that's not going to last or whatever, and it helps us to not get too attached.
Very good.
Yeah.
Hi, Campbell. I have a question.
Yes.
I just, when I listen to the lecture, it seems that impermanence is not something you just meditate on. It's you use everything as an object and to see this thing is impermanent, either it's a happiness or sorrow. They are all impermanent. Instead of just like putting impermanent as an object, but use impermanent overlay of everything you encounter. Is that correct?
Everything.
Because you seem to say that no fixation, no attachment. So we have to like bring in everything in our life. Like today I'm upset with something and I just say that, oh, it's impermanent. And then it's gone, and then next thing come up and I say it's impermanent. If it's happiness, we also say it's impermanent. And it's sorrow, it's impermanent. So everything you encounter, you just say it's impermanent. That's the meditation on impermanence?
Yes, like kind of that way, like just generally you recognize the, which give you upset, and the object is like you recognize impermanent, cultivate, think about, this is like whatever that does, the object is impermanent, you have to recognize. Like example, your car give you suffering, breakdown and something, then you recognize, it's my car, is of course it's breakdown. It's a compound of phenomena. It's not permanent. You recognize, of course, then you can accept that. You accept that, you not upset with that. Not upset, then that helps your mind. Your mind is become, release that problem. You can release that problem. And like that, many situations. Of course, then, like even good things, like something you have some happy and joy, something comes. So no strong attached to that, but otherwise that is like causes of suffering become. It's called, I usually say attachment love. Like, you strong attach, that's also bring the suffering. You can have enjoy with the family. You can enjoy with the weather. You can enjoy with your job. You can enjoy with your country and co-workers, whatever you have this enjoy with that. But same time, you not attached to that, to recognize impermanent. So then one day that all can be gone because at that time you don't lose your happiness. You know you lose your happiness. So that's the reason this impermanent meditation and also reduce attachment. Reduce attachment. Uh, like so, you have this kind of like good things happening. You not strong attached to that. Reduce attachment, then become less suffering. That object is not become causes of suffering. Otherwise, the many things right now, beings like thinking beings using causes of suffering. One, everyone of course chasing happiness, they create getting suffering. So you going to get something like you're happy that and you lose that, you suffering. That means like the object is like change and going to get suffering, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have lots of things like change of suffering, suffering of change, suffering of
Mm-hmm.
change, lots of things going on like that. So you know this, no attached to the object, no much change of suffering of change. You don't have a change of suffering. You don't attach to the, your happiness. You don't have a suffering of change. You no fixation to the object. You don't have suffering and suffering of suffering. Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like this impermanent meditation helps when we have difficulty, we have problems, we recognize it's impermanent. You don't stuck in the suffering. You recognize it's
Yes.
suffering is impermanent. Okay, you have something enjoy and extremely exciting, happy. You recognize that also impermanent. You not strong fixation to that, not strongly attached to that. One day you lose that, you gone that, you not get suffering of change.
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah,
so we
I see a lot of people. Yeah. I see a lot of people complain about their suffering and about when I ask what happened. Oh, 20 years ago this happened. I said 20 years ago is long gone. Why are you still stuck with it? And they just cannot give up. They have to stay with this. It seems some people just enjoy their suffering. I don't know why.
Yes. Some people, when you meditate impermanent and recognize this practicing Dharma, so you recognize some people really love suffering. Kind of they always create the suffering,
Yeah.
They don't go let go suffering. They don't let go suffering. They're just like always like into the suffering. You recognize that, but there people don't recognize that because due to mind's fixation, ignorance.
But Campbell, I want to ask the other question. Sometimes some suffering is very, very strong, like a trauma in a childhood.
Yes.
Really trauma. And then you try to forget about it. You try to go to counselor. You try to get everything. But when you become an adult, every time something happens, you just frozen and you didn't know what to let go. And it seems that moment is so permanent. Like it was like 20 or 30 years ago. And you try so much effort to try to get rid of that trauma experience, but it still stays with you. How do you use impermanence to deal with it?
So actually, impermanent meditation is not really into the mind. Just auto levelly, that person thinks all impermanent, but not really your mind, accept into your mind. That's why not really waking the mind yet. Understanding impermanent, but still your mind is a fixation, not really accepted. That's why they're happening. Otherwise, this kind of situation, this impermanent meditation is the best meditation, best practice, best medicine for recover that. But people not really into impermanent meditation in the mind, in the heart. They don't go into the mind stream. So that's why, just like auto level, yeah, impermanent, why my problem, why my problem? But you're not really into that much. That's why. Yes.
So how do you really into that past trauma and see as, I know that it's already past, it's not here anymore. I know that. But whenever some situation, like people will just even pat your shoulder behind you, you suddenly like a war veteran. Suddenly you want to defend yourself, you want to hit the other person because that trauma is locked in your body, locked in everywhere. And so how do you use impermanent to get rid of that? I don't know.
So that is like strongly kind of like karmic imprint, habituate, like karmic imprint in the mind. So that is not easy to go that. Not easy to go, and especially in Westerner here, like conditions, like, not really hard to go that one. Like, of course, like and if like really the people, many practitioners, they have good groups, practitioners, then they can help that kind of person. But in here, our right now, the situation is because like condition is not great. That's why just we recognize impermanent, the condition makes come back again. So always stuck with that in the mind, and always that fear arise because due to the conditions. So need a good condition, but very hard to get good condition in this time, and kind of like the condition need the person also accept the dharma and accept meditation, and then also they need lots, practitioners be together, and then that dharma is like just can release very easy. But we don't have the conditions. The problem is the condition. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
That's it.
You're welcome. So actually, anyway, just the person who has that kind of problem, difficulties, always think precious human body, meditate, and think about the impermanent, then that kind of dharma is easily let go, because then recognize the body is like impermanent. It's, it's the no permanent, easily this gone, can be go. So you have strong impermanent meditations, then you're not really thinking about this life attached to that much. So release attachment, that dharma is naturally released.
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Yeah, the practice of dharma need like good conditions, good companies together. That's why we need dharma centers, sangha member comes together, groups, so that support each other, helps, like, for people who has difficulties. and you know, that is like good condition like we creating. That's the reason it's Dharma centers and the temples. But also that Dharma center temples also have to go to right direction. Dharma center temples also actually people, you know, people, and cannot 100% rely on that. The Dharma center temple is people, you know, people, and everyone has also emotions. So then cannot everything rely on to that. Also have to use that conviction and have to work individually, you know, practice, recognize whole situations. Sometimes the people go to Dharma center, they think, oh, everyone going to help me, my problem is released. But that's never happening like that too, because everyone is people, you know.
Kempo,
Yes.
I think it's the impermanence is teaching self-compassion, because then when you have like a lot of emotional problems or something like that, if you have compassion for yourself, then you could also, like Paulo was asking, you could also be more mindful of what's happening inside of you instead of worldly activities. So I think you call it impermanence, but I call it self-compassion, which leads to compassion for others. And then you become more self-reliance on things. And if things get difficult, you don't get swept away to the ocean. You can just feel your feelings and then realize, oh, well, I'm okay now, and continue with your beautiful life.
Okay, that's good thinking too.
Campo, I thought that this question about trauma is very good question. I sometimes wonder about Tibetan people, like the people who survived, you know, the things that happened when China came in, you know, maybe 50 years ago. How are their children? Like, how has the Tibetan people been able to use the teachings to release the trauma, even like ancestor trauma, family trauma? Can you say, do you know?
This I don't know that just we in Tibet that much like this kind of problems. So less problems like that kind of situation. Very less, very less. So I don't know. Today here is like, so you know, Ati is in the Michigan. Gary and Pam went to India. So they told me that they're teaching the Dharamsala in the school. So of course the kids is come from Tibet and no parents is there and very hard difficulties. They stayed there a couple months, I think, teaching for these kids. They say no one has dharmas, no one has problems, anything kind of mentally affected, anything. So that they told me that it's amazing. So I think see that kind of, you know, it's like also culturally it's dharma. It helps. So people understanding and otherwise like this kind of like situation, you know, lots of happening conditions there. The due to the culture, you know, parents of course always beat kids. That is a culture. If you don't beat the kids, they don't listening. When my parents also said that air is not here. My air is like in the but and on the bottom of the body, you know, the heat there, you know, listening. If it's no saying words here, hearing, no listening. Heat, then we listening. Beat, listening, you know. So anyway, like we always that kind of the culturally people like parents always beat the kids, but the kids that don't get this kind of situation, like, you know, affected mentally.
That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
Talking about trauma too, can't you, like what I have found, if there's a trigger that brings up emotions in my body that I'm not thinking about, if I go to, this is impermanent, it's just a feeling, it's going to go away. So use the impermanence meditation to clear the trigger. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's a clear, and most important is like just generally meditate impermanent. Then that bring your mind become strong and strong. Then this dramas emotions naturally go away fast. And sometimes like individual have some difficulties. Oh yeah, this is impermanent. Yeah, this is impermanent. Kind of like that, recognize, but doesn't much helps go away. So that means like kind of more ultra level thinking. Yeah, it's impermanent. Yeah, it's impermanent. But you're not really mind still is like into like recognize is the permanent, and still fixation is there. So not release fixation, still that kept going again.
So intellectually saying it, but not really believing it. You're
Not really into the practice that much, practice is not enough. Yeah, intellectually saying, but you don't have like really into practice.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so now we can finish it there, and I'm going to do the one dedication. See you in the 6 o'clock. Terejene nande yarnon yon dege dage monan nabane soje sanje zanzen danje je keme rabar sinje labde so tia da ben zanje ya awan bode na ye zoa sanjo zenjo remboje ma je ba nam je jo je ba nyam ba me ba ya gong ne gong de be wa yu du nam de ye dam ye ze ba nye do na ye na ba ji ga na je ba ye ze ben zo len zhou wa yu ya ba we ja da ran chen ba dang gen de zang bo de yan de da gen je ji ze da lo jian ge wan de da dang je ra de mo yi za gen ze gen jian ji je je dem zhe ne la wan don zhe gong gen jian ba je dem ba zhen de ba ye zhou de zang gong ben zhen jiu ye. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Kimpo.
Thank you. See you 6 o'clock.
Thank
See you
you.
at 3 o'clock.
Tomorrow 11 o'clock too.
Thank you.
Tomorrow also 11 o'clock.
Kimpo.
Yes.
Okay.
Someone has questions?
I think they just said thank you.
Uh,
I think
okay.
they just said thank you.